it is, what it is, what it is. How it do, what it do, my dude. My guy. Welcome to the No Life Gaming Show. We missed you guys last week. It was 4th of July. We had some prior things to take care of, so sorry about that. No show last week, but we are here today. There's a bunch of stuff that we want to get into. We got some news. We got some things to be talking about. And that's pretty much it. In terms of like gaming news, there's not too much new crazy stuff going on, but there is a little bit of news that we can cover. We have been playing some games. We got some gaming footage for you guys to take a look at. And I picked up a MacBook, and I want to talk about my MacBook because I've never had a MacBook or Mac ever, sort of. But we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. So let's just jump right into it. Let's bring on the co-host. What's up, my guys?
I said that.
Good.
So, how was your guys' 4th of July?
It was okay, I guess. I mainly just worked. So yeah. I slept during the day and then worked that night.
Okay.
Mine was good. We did our traditional July 3rd party, which is always nice because it means we can get drunk and take July 4th off.
There you go.
So we had like fucking homemade wings, really good pork ribs, porter burgers with onion and jalapeno cooked on the inside.
Very nice.
And then lots of mojitos.
Yeah, have you ever done like a I just knocked my mic, that might be loud. Whoops.
No.
Have you ever made a hamburger and you just put like cheese on the inside with peppers and stuff and then fold another hamburger on top of it and like smelt it in aluminum foil on the grill?
I have not.
Oh my god.
I've seen it done though.
It's really good, man. You should try it out.
Friggin' burger inception.
Dude, it's so good because you bite into it and just the cheese just comes out.
What kind of cheese? Any cheese?
I've used pepper jack and I've used mozzarella before.
Okay, mozzarella. That's my favorite cheese.
Yeah.
Ever?
Pizza burgers, man. Pizza burgers.
Not a good pizza burger guy.
Around here, pizza burgers are like they're actually not even burgers from what I've gathered. They're like veal, and then they put like a thin layer mozzarella and then the crust on top of it. It's actually really
sounds good. Not really a burger, but it sounds good.
It sounds good unless you're PETA. Then veal doesn't sound too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they can screw off.
Oh.
I like my meat.
Shots fired.
Meat.
Oh, man. The title of this video is going to be like, Doobie hates animals.
I love animals. I love eating animals.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know the cow. I don't care.
I'm going to have to agree. It's just so good. Meat and animals, they just taste so good.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the fact that it's, it's like baby cow. And they break their legs so they can't walk around.
Yeah.
See, now veal,
I mean, it sucks, but it tastes good.
Veal I find is not that good though. It really doesn't taste that good in my opinion. And I've had some good veal, but I'd rather take like a nice hearty steak, over
venison.
Veal.
I'll take venison every day.
Venison is nice.
Give me some deer.
Veal is too. It's like might as well either have steak or have chicken. Like pick one or the other. Or veal.
I've had veal parmesan before, and honestly, prefer chicken. Chicken parmesan's better.
Yeah, it's way better. Veal is like almost like I don't know. Not a fan of veal, and it's probably not a good idea to. Keep them captive for their young lives, murder them just to eat their tender bodies. But
listen, man,
what are you gonna do?
Calf lives matter.
You wouldn't think about looking at me, but I'm really not a steak person. Like I
Really?
mean, yeah, like steak's all right, I guess. Even good steak, like it. I mean, it's good. I enjoy eating it, but I'm not one of those guys that get. Yeah, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh my god, fucking steak. No, I'd rather just have like some sushi or something like that. That's what
I enjoy sushi. I enjoy food. Put it that way.
Yeah, me too. How about that?
Food, but like when it boils down to it, I am a meat and potatoes guy.
Meat and potatoes. That's
meat and potatoes.
Just steak and a baked potato.
I'm a seafood guy. I literally had salmon and some sticky rice for dinner tonight, and I could eat that for the rest of my life. I love seafood. Nice. Steak's good, but I'm not a big steak guy either.
You ever have mackerel?
Yeah, mackerel.
That's probably I tried it on a whim on a date I went on, and ever since then, like, it's been one of my favorite fish.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Probably because you associate it with getting laid.
No, I mean, if I wanted to associate it with that date, I'd associate it with mental disease.
Oh.
She was crazy.
Oh, true.
Nice.
There you go. There you go.
Pro tip: don't drop $100 on your second date at a nice sushi place.
Oh man, I missed.
Could really use that money right now.
All right, 1 second.
Jesus fuck. I could really use that money right now.
I really could. I'm broke. I've got too many games coming out, man. Just be like, hey, remember that date we went on 3 years ago? Can I get $50 back?
Can we split the tab?
Dude, like next time I take a girl on a second date, we're going to like Friendlies, okay?
Take that bitch to checks. Taco Bell.
We're getting separate checks.
We're eating on the dollar menu.
For those of you who are watching right now and you're seeing a picture of a mackerel just be resized on the screen, I'm sorry, I had to fix something here. But the mackerel should be complete. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Sorry for the mackerel images. All right, let's talk about games. We learned a little bit too much about Doobie's love life.
Or lack thereof.
And his affinity for mackerel.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before we move on, let's talk about everyone's favorite food. Like, if you can only have one piece of food for your entire life, what would it be? No limitations. Could be anything. What can you eat for the rest of your life? Only.
Venison. Deer.
Yeah.
You like venison that much?
In college, I was friends with a lot of hunters, and they would just gift us free like venison. So we had venison cheesesteaks, shoulder roasts. I like game. I like the gamey taste, and it's just so lean.
Interesting.
Have you ever had deer jerky that's been cured in like Tabasco sauce?
Dude, we tried deer jerky, and my buddy screwed it up royally. It just did not come out well.
Yeah, I had a friend, or still have a friend, and his dad is like an avid hunter, and he always makes deer jerky, and that shit is so good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the best deer recipe I made was I took the shoulder roast, put it in a slow cooker, wrapped it in bacon, and put it in the slow cooker with barbecue sauce. And that was banging. Because you have, like, it's hard to slow cook that without additional fat. So that bacon just,
Man, that's a hard question, but I guess I'd have to say sushi. I just really love sushi, man.
It's not a bad choice either. Sushi's
yeah, like
great.
I really love sushi. I could literally eat it every day. I can't afford to eat it every day, so I don't.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, good sushi. I could eat good sushi just about every day.
Favorite sushi roll.
Favorite sushi roll? The spider roll / soft crab roll.
Okay.
I don't
Philly roll.
I don't like Philly. I don't like fucking cream cheese in my goddamn sushi.
I love cream cheese. Maybe it's the Jew in me. I don't know. But dude, I can eat Philly rolls. Just like bring them on.
Oh no, I really like rainbow rolls too, though, and anything with white tuna or yellowtail tuna.
Yeah, that stuff's good. I do like the shrimp tempura. Shrimp tempura with like a crab thing on top, and then the eel sauce.
You ever tried the sweet potato?
Sweet potato roll?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
It's pretty much like sweet potato tempura. It's fried sweet potato inside rice and the seaweed wrap. Oh. It's actually really good.
Oh, so it's like vegan?
Hey, it's not the main course. It's just the appetizer.
I think my favorite food is watermelon. I could eat watermelon the rest of my life.
Yeah, I could probably sit down and just eat a whole watermelon all at once. And thing is you never get full. You just have to piss. That's just about it.
Or shit. For some reason, watermelon makes me shit. I don't know why. But
have you seen
without fail?
Have you seen the watermelon like tap where you like cut the watermelon open, you drain it.
You fill it
you
with
do something
vodka?
with it. You just do this whole like process, and you throw a bunch of liquor in there, and then you actually get like a keg tap, and you put it onto the watermelon.
Yeah,
and you just have like a homemade like keg watermelon. You just
I've never done it. I've never done it, but I've seen it done.
It looks like such a millennial thing.
No, really? Man, that's like the original way you drank jungle juice mix.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, put it in a watermelon, tap it. My buddy, the July 3rd party, had what he called trust the process juice.
Nope, not trusted.
Oh my god, no! I tried a sip of that, didn't taste any alcohol, and then saw what he put into it, and I stayed away from that.
Yeah, it's a smart move. Anytime there's an alcoholic drink and you don't taste the alcohol, you got a headache coming. That just means there's so much sugar in there. Headache,
fuck clear liquor.
Yeah.
You got that sweet blood.
Fuck clear liquor, man.
Plus mosquitoes. Oh, there's always mosquitoes involved in stuff like that. And I fucking hate mosquitoes. The most useless organism on the planet. All right, moving on. What have we been playing? Guys, I can't stop playing Wildlands. I've been having such a fucking ball with Wildlands. It's actually like such an underrated game. It's so good. I think we talked about it the week before too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I watched you stream some of it the other day. It looked pretty fun.
Yeah,
I could understand how you could run around and keep doing stuff though.
Say that again?
I said I can understand how you could run around and keep doing stuff and just never really end it.
Right,
like,
yeah.
There's always, it seems like you have like side missions you could always do or something like that.
Yeah. That's kind of where most of the fun is coming in, I think. It's that like you just find like weapons and I don't know, you upgrade things and it's just so good. It's just an addicting game. The shooting is fun. The story is kind of, I think after the story's over, I'm kind of going to get bored of it and not play it anymore. Or after I finish it, I don't think I'm going to go back to it because the story is actually like what's keeping me interested in this world. Because it's a lot of it is like like the Division. Why I stopped playing the Division is because it's the same kind of thing. Like there's only so many ways you can go about tackling an issue in this game, and it's usually ends up just being guns blazing anyway.
There's just so many ways that you can go in and blow up a cocaine factory.
Yeah. There's not a lot of variety in that, but the missions they kind of sculpt it. So when your missions are done, you know, and there's only so many escort missions and convoy missions that you can do. So other than that, I've been having a really good time with it. For some reason, it's not working here on the screen. Let's jump to some action here. There we go. And the game looks fucking amazing. The game looks really, really good. I highly recommend it. Go pick it up if it's on sale. I wouldn't pick it up if it was anything like, I don't know. If it was like a regular $60, I don't think I'd pick it up. But I would pick it up if it was on sale. Probably $40 is the max I would play for it. Man, I'm trying to give you guys like a really good understanding of what makes it so much. It's so addicting. I think it's just the progression. There's a lot of cool shooting things and drone things and your team things, and I don't know. It's got a good progression, and I think that's what's been keeping me into it. And along with the story, co-op missions are cool because you pretty much just play the story with co-op. But I haven't done too much of that. I like to just kind of just do my own thing in this game. But yeah,
you feel like you actually do get stronger the longer you play it. Like you unlock better equipment, I guess, and better guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can like customize your guns like crazy, which makes you want to explore the world because you can't just like upgrade your guns just by having money. You have to actually find the upgrades throughout the world. There's like little hidden things, and you know, there'll be like a treasure chest, and that's how you can only upgrade your guns. So that kind of makes you explore the world, and then you can only get skills through completing missions or going throughout the world and just finding skills on the ground. They're like medals. So that's another way you can do it. But overall, it's just a really fun game. Not the most groundbreaking game, but and like I think we touched on a lot of this last time. It's just a fun game to pick up. Runs great on my machine, but it is pretty taxing. So if you don't have a good machine, probably just pick it up on PS4 or something. It should be good to go.
Yeah, suffer the controls, get a better frame rate than if you would have played it on your PC.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play this game anything under 60 because it's just so much, it's a shooting game. You have to kind of be accurate with it.
Yeah, but on consoles isn't it 30?
Yeah, but I think
it's 30.
I would say it's probably 30, but it's probably just like I don't know. I feel like when you play first-person shooters on consoles, you're not really worried about frame rates because it's kind of just locked there and everything kind of runs the same. Whereas PC, if you're going up and down, it's kind of like jarring. You kind of
a stable 30 is better than a jarring 45 to 60 up and down.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's definitely fun. I'm not even really close to done with the story. Like if you can see now on the screen, you saw that tree there, right here. That El Sueño is the guy in the middle. And that's the guy you have to kill to beat the game. And I've only gotten like 4 or 5 of the guys done, and there's like a shitload of them. So I have a long way to go before I finish the game, and I've been playing for a while. These missions are long. There's a lot of that kind of drive here to go do this and then drive here to go do that. Luckily, the fast travel kind of takes care of that. But it's a long game, so you definitely get a lot of value out of it. Hopefully, they kind of give you DLC and stuff. But for now, it's pretty fun. So if you can get it for $40, pick it up. All right.
And if you can deal with Uplay.
Yeah, if you could deal with Uplay.
I fucking despise Uplay, man.
Yeah, it does suck. It's given me issues before. Not terrible issues, but it's annoying as shit. And it's a system hog. All right. What else have we been playing? You guys been playing anything new? I've been playing a few new games.
Yeah, I've been playing, especially because of Steam sale, I've been playing a few new games. I've also been playing an older game. Diablo 3.
Yes, sir.
Because they just released the Necromancer class for purchase. So I've been no-lifing that a little bit. And so I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. Really? It's kind of fun. When you think of Necromancer, you think of, summoning pets and fucking dealing in poison magic and stuff like that. Yeah. And even though I think the first build in the video the video capture that I have, the first build is the Rotsma set, and it has to do with summoning stuff. And at the time when I was playing it, it did not feel good. It felt really weak. Even though it felt like that's what a Necromancer was supposed to do. It felt like it had too much ramp up time. Granted, it did take me a little bit to figure out really how I was supposed to play it. I think I have like 3 minutes of that video is just designated to that specific set. And I mean, near the end of the rift, I was like, okay, so I need to spam my Devour ability so I can get faster essence to pop out more mages. But it just, I don't know. It's just something about it. It just felt like it was really slow, and it didn't really feel like I was doing that much. Just running through the mobs and trying to gather them all up and then make my little minion wall and stand back there. But I mean, that's what a Necromancer is supposed to do. And I understand that, but that set just really wasn't strong. So the best set at the time of me making the video was called the Inarius set, and it'll be later in this video. And basically what you do is you're a Hammerden. If you remember Hammerden from Diablo 2, where you just, you're just supposed to stand there and shit flies around you, it's kind of like that, except you turn your bone armor into just this spinning bone storm that's around you, and you just run around into shit. And that's it. That's all you do. So in true Diablo 3 fashion, the thing that feels the least like a necromancer is the most effective. And at this point, you can't really just be like, okay, well, these are the tools that Diablo gives you or that Blizzard gives you, and people are just min-maxing to make ridiculous builds that don't make sense just for the sake of being a strong build. But that's not the case, considering that most builds are derived from your set bonuses now. So Blizzard is actually saying, hey, this is what we want you to do with this set. Here you go. And people are just taking it, and adding in a couple more items and skilling in their or slotting in their legendary gems to add more power to it. And you're just basically doing what Blizzard wants you to do. And it's just odd to me that that this set was so strong,
and it's not. And I guess necro.
No, yeah, like I said, you're just you just run in there and you pop your bone armor, which will stun everything immediately, and you'll get stacks. And this little bone storm will fly around you, and you just run through the trash mobs. And anything that lives, you just either hack it down with your left click, or with my left click, it's the swift harvesting scythe thing. And you do, I think the percentage was
we're watching it now.
2,000. Yeah, you're doing 2,500 damage, or 2,500% more damage to things that are getting hit by your bone storm. So anything that did live, when you ran past it, you just fucking swipe it down one time and it's gone. And if anything lives beyond that, you right click it down, which is the corpse lance. And the corpse lance, just comes down and crits for trillions of damage. It's stupid. It's like billions of damage. It's gotten to the point in Diablo that I don't even look at my damage numbers anymore, because it just doesn't matter at that point. It's like in World of Warcraft, where you hit a certain point where things go from reasonable amounts of health and you're doing reasonable amounts of damage to just, stupid numbers, and that's it. And the numbers don't even matter anymore.
Sounds like the Gaia 5.
Yeah, dude. It's like that. It's like shit just stuff doesn't get harder. It just turns into a health sponge, Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're just like rocking out these huge numbers that don't even really matter anymore. It feels like you're, just low level again, fighting stuff that takes a long time to kill. Yeah. But anyway, so that is the best build. Right. Well, it was as of the video, because apparently Blizzard realized that they didn't want it to work like that. So what they did, and a hot fix that came out today, the 10th of July, which will be yesterday for you guys that are watching. But what they did was they came out with a hot fix, and a couple of things that they did to the classes, or to Necro in general. That's the only thing I'm really going to talk about. Is they buffed Rasmus, the first build that I showed you that looked like it was painfully slow. They buffed that a little bit. I believe the six piece bonus from the set went up to 625% from 250% increased damage. And you only have to have 4 active mages at once instead of 10. You know how I was like, I don't know, in that first build, like you would see like one little mate. You probably don't, if you don't play the game, you probably couldn't see what was going on or didn't understand it. But you would see like my essence or my mana, whatever you want to call it, fill all the way up, and then it would empty out to create a mage. And I could only get like 3, sometimes 4 stacks by the end of the video, because I realized what I needed to be doing. Used to get the bonus for the set, the damage bonus, you had to have 10 of those out at once. That's ridiculous.
They dropped it down to 4, you said?
Yeah, so they dropped it down to 4, which is a lot more reasonable. And they actually nerfed the Inarius set. What they did was they nerfed the on-hit procs of the Bone Storm, because what people had done is they started slotting in this gem that nobody really used that much before. It's called Myrnae Starweaver, and it smites enemies with a percent chance of I think it's like 15%. I think it's like think it's like 15% or something like that with holy damage. And the bone shield was proccing it. Like, you can probably see it in the video right now. I'm just running around and there's just like light beams coming down and hitting shit.
Yeah.
That's the Mirne proccing, and it's just proccing constantly. And so they nerfed the proc percentage on the Bone Storm. So that is not the best build anymore. When I jumped on today and a little bit yesterday and looked at the leaderboards on the Necromancer, the new build is apparently Tragul's build, which is even worse than the Anarius build and feeling like a Necromancer. Now, what the best build is doing is running around and cursing things and all the trash mobs and everything for cooldown reduction. And you just run around and you find a champion mob and you blow all your cooldowns on that champion mob, and then you run away. So you're basically just running around, not killing anything now, and you're just blowing all your cooldowns on one mob. And that's what we've been reduced to. So I don't understand that. I don't understand the nerf that they did. They just said that it was not intended. I don't understand the nerf that they did so quick, because I understand that Anarius didn't really feel like a Necromancer, but from what I've seen, the Greater Rift clears have been low enough that they're in like the top leaderboards that I've seen so far have been between 107 and 110 Greater Rift levels. And to compare that, Wizard, I believe, is clearing 150. So I don't know why they would nerf it instead of just buffing the strength of other builds.
Right.
To make it, so people would play more Necromancer feeling builds. Yeah, I don't understand why they aren't just nerfing those. I mean, just buffing those. Yeah, buffing those builds, because the Necromancer is not clearing like super high. So that really doesn't make sense to me. I think it's, as for purchase, like, I believe that it's a worth it purchase if you enjoy playing Diablo. Like, if you're just looking for something new, or if you really like the Necromancer class in Diablo 2, even though if you're trying to clear greater rifts that are really high, you probably will end up playing a build that doesn't feel like a Necromancer whatsoever. But like I said, if you're looking to solely push like higher and higher greater rift levels, I don't think I'd buy the Necromancer pack. I don't think that is worth it for that. But if you're just looking for the experience and you do enjoy it, yeah, buy it. It's $15. It's not too bad. By the way, season 3 starts on July 20th, so there's tons of things that can change between now and then, and they will probably add like a new set for the Necromancer, I would imagine.
That's kind of one reason why I wasn't really a big fan of Diablo 3, was because the classes didn't really matter so much. Builds were just like, how high can you get your stats, depending on what kind of builds you were doing, right? Whereas a reason why I liked Path of Exile so much is because you can build anything. And there was really... I mean, you could just fuck around and have a crazy build. It might be awesome, might suck, but that was kind of the fun of it. Whereas Diablo is more of just like, I don't know, running through mobs and trying to get the best build.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's good and bad things about Diablo. Like, the lack of permanence is a good and bad thing. You feel like your decisions don't really matter when it comes to skills and runes and stuff like that, because you can change them on the fly. But then again, it's also a good thing because you don't have to create 7 or 8 different barbarians trying to figure out what kind of play style you want.
True. Yeah.
But I do believe that is a motif that I touched on earlier, was in Diablo 3, everything that's the most effective, unless it's Wizard and I think Demon Hunter feel like they're supposed to be played, but everything else is just the craziest batshit bullshit builds. Yeah. Like Barbarian, I used to play a lot of Barbarian, which Barbarian's in a horrible place. I think they're only clearing like Greater Rift 85 or 90, something like that. They're not even at 100, I don't believe. But yeah, like the most effective barbarian builds were like Furious Charge, where you would just charge through mobs, and that's it. Like you only just charge through mobs. That doesn't feel like barbarian. I want a whirlwind.
Yeah.
When I'm playing barbarian, but whirlwind wasn't that good, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a game that a lot of people just, I mean, they love it. There's still a shitload of people that play it. So,
when the new season comes out, I know Jerry's going to play a lot of it, and I'm probably going to play a lot of it too. It's a really nice game for me. Once you hit max level and you have to do the grinding, which that's an action RPG. You have to grind a lot.
Yeah.
But when you hit that max level and you start just grinding, it's a good game for me when I want to watch Netflix or want to watch anime or something like that. I'll just pull whatever I'm watching up on this other screen and just mindlessly grind for hours on end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad game. It's just, if you want a more hardcore experience, you can always just go to Path of Exile.
Yeah. Yeah. In that term, you're right. The game, because I used to play a lot of Diablo 3 with my friend on console, actually, because he didn't have a PC, and it was just a fun game to kind of just like run through shit and try to mess around, casual, really, if you want it to be casual. Whereas Path of Exile was a lot more.
Path of Exile is like a fucking Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It gets crazy. All right, moving on. You been playing anything else?
I was gonna say I've been playing the Crash remaster.
Oh yes,
it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I really loved the Crash games as a kid. There's a few things that are a little iffy. What is it, like the way that Crash lands is kind of wonky, and it's one of the reasons why the game is a lot harder than I remember it being.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having fun with it. I just getting through Crash 1 so I can get to Crash 2, which is the better Crash game.
I heard it was the worst.
I loved Crash 2. Like, that was my favorite.
Well, I heard the second one in the remake is the worst.
Remake is the worst? I'm not going to be surprised.
I heard the depth perception is really weird in that game. That, and there's a lot of frame perfect stuff that doesn't really work out anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one in like Native Fortress, and like the first really long level of Crash 1, there's like a specific 3 platforms that are like fire platforms, and you're supposed to jump, across all 3 in between the fire, but I can never get across all 3 without having like an Aku mask to take a hit. So I mean, there's a few things wrong with it. It looks nice. I'm having fun with it at least, but it is one of those harder platformers.
It does look nice.
For like $40, if you like those, the thing is, if you like those games as a kid, then it's totally fine to pick up. But if you didn't like them, or you think they might be too hard because you're too soft because of today's games, then you're probably not gonna like it. And that's where all these. It's the Dark Souls of platformers, which is so friggin' stupid. Comparing it to Dark Souls is comparing anything to Dark Souls. I can't stand it.
I didn't think Crash was that hard when I was a kid.
I beat that shit when I was 7. Okay.
Yeah, that game was.
Yeah.
I'm a Crash Bandicoot hater. I think the game is fucking terrible. Like it's one of the worst games ever made. When I was a kid, it was fun, like just messing around. Like it's not. Like, it wasn't difficult. You kind of just run to one end, jump over some shit, and that's it. I have no interest in this remake because, for one, I'm hearing a lot of things about, how it's just not a really good remake, and I don't know.
It could have been handled. I think they could have been handled a lot better. But it is selling well, so maybe they'll make a new Crash game that will play better. But who knows?
Yeah.
If they do, they're just gonna fuck it up.
Probably.
How do you take Crash and like turn it into a different kind of game too? Because the game is just—it's like we were saying the other show. It's like a Temple Run. It's basically
I was about to say you just poured it.
They're not going to.
You just poured it to the mobile market and make a Temple Run game. That's what you do,
dude. I won't be surprised if they friggin' do that too. Just a Temple Run skin, but Crash.
I wouldn't. I would not be surprised either. I mean, there are like side-scrolling areas, but I mean, most of the game is the temple run.
Yeah.
Other than that, my buddy let me borrow Guilty Gear XRD, which
Is that PlayStation?
It's PS4. I played the training so far, and I'm convinced. I fucking hate controller. I need a fight stick. My thumb hurts just from the D-pad.
You really need a fight stick for like Guilty Gear.
Yeah, that game is technical. Like, really
Guilty
technical.
Gear is technical as fuck.
And controller's just not doing it. It hurts my thumbs.
You want to play a controller fighting game? Pick up like Mortal Kombat or
or Injustice. Injustice is really nice on the
I mean anything NetherRealms really.
Yeah, like don't play Guilty Gear.
Play Arc System. This is proven to me like Dragon Ball Fighters. It's a fight stick. There's no end ifs or buts. I'm gonna be the best.
Like no one ever was.
Y'all down. You'll see me at Evo.
Did you play anything else besides that?
I played Smash Brothers at a tournament over the weekend, and I got bodied.
Nice.
You got bodied.
Evo's next weekend, by the way.
Me and my buddy did doubles. I really haven't played doubles, so we got bodied. We went down and we lost 0-2, double elimination. My buddy got bodied in singles, and I played a Mega Man player, and Mega Man's one of my worst matchups. I just not good at that matchup, got bodied. And then the second matchup was a Pikachu, and I came close, but I still lost, so yeah,
well, that happens.
That was fun.
It happens.
Yeah.
Better luck next time, man.
Okay, man. Goku got beat up how many times before he became Super Saiyan? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, dude, Goku dies every season. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Man, he comes back stronger. That's how Saiyans work, man. Every time they get beat up, they get stronger. That's that Saiyan blood.
I'm so glad I watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid and not as an adult. For the first time, because as an adult for the first time I'm like, fuck all this bullshit. Like I can't even go back and watch it now. I'm like, oh, fucking fake news, fuck this, you know. Goku's dead, Krillin's dead, whatever, they're coming back, it doesn't matter.
I think I was watching these guys that do like a bridge for Dragon Ball Z. They're on the Cell games. Yeah, Team 4-Star. They're on the Cell games, and it's the episode where like Goku gives up. He's like, Gohan, come here, fight Cell. And Gohan's just like, well, I haven't been wished back by the dragon yet. This will be a learning experience.
Exactly, man. Yeah, man. It's like dying holds no consequence in that universe. Anyway, yeah, I played also in Humble Bundle Monthly this month. I got a few games. I got one of them was Armello, and I've been really looking into that game. I've been wanting to pick it up, but I think the only reason, this is going to sound stupid, but the only reason that I didn't pick it up because I thought it might be a little bit of a furry game.
It kind of looks that way.
Because all the main characters are animals, but I've come to realize it's more like Secret of NIMH kind of thing, you know.
Really quick though, what are you using to capture your game? Because it looks like really good. Just Shadowplay?
No, I'm using Bandicam actually.
It actually looks really good.
Yeah, I've always used Bandicam.
It's like really smooth. All right, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I've used Bandicam because Bandicam's like really low hardware intensive, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a really light program and it's easy to manage. So like a long time ago, I just like, okay, so I'm gonna pay like $20 for the license to have it forever.
No,
but yeah, good. I use Bandicam. That's what I use. But
so, Andrew, what's your persona?
You have a persona?
Fuck you. Anyway, I picked the rat, by the way.
Oh, you would be a fucking rat persona.
Persona. Yeah. But yeah, that's like why I avoided it at first. But like I said, after I've played it and like seen more of the art style, I do realize it's more like Secret of NIMH kind of thing. Like they're animals, they're not like people-shaped animals. They're just legitimately animals, you know.
Yeah.
And there's no like weird romance stuff, if you know what I mean. But anyway, what it is it's like a strategy game where characters or animals or furries, what have you, have specific stats and abilities. And what you do is, like, as in the beginning, I'm sure I'm already past this part, but you pick your character, then you can pick rings that you unlock through beating the game with specific clans or what they're called, and you also pick amulets, and those boost your stats and give you other abilities. What you do is you move around the map, and the whole point is the king is in the middle, which is a lion, go figure. And to win, you have to become the king. So you move around the map, and the king at dawn, he will lose 1 health, and at night he will gain 1 rot. And what rot does is it after a certain amount, you can, as a player, you can gain rot as well through items or weapons or cards or what have you, or other players. And after you gain a certain amount of rot, you will lose health at the beginning of each dawn, and you'll become corrupted. But you can also gain health by killing other players. But if you come up against another player who has rot, the person with the higher rot number will gain extra dice on their attack rolls versus the lesser rot player. So yeah, there's like a couple of different winning conditions. There's prestige, which is basically time. You gain prestige by finishing quests, and quests will give you items or stats. There's what they do. But you finish quests, you kill other players, you kill Banes, which are enemies that pop up during the night. And at the end of the time, or when the king dies, the player with the highest prestige is the winner. You can win by rot, which basically just means that you have a higher rot count than the king, and you go attack him, and you get more dice than him, basically, and you just smack him down and beat the shit out of him. You can win just by straight up just killing the king, just going up there and just, outrolling him, I guess. Or you can win via the spirit stone, which are these things you collect that pop up over time at the little healing tiles around the map. And basically you go and you heal the king, which that's the shitty way to win. Who wants to really do that? Everybody wants to kill the king to be the king,
Yeah.
Anyway, you're allowed 3 action points each turn. You can gain more action points through the spells that you cast on yourself.
Is this mouse farting? It looks like he's farting around himself.
He's gaining rot. It's like the green
that's
cloud.
What it looks like? Yeah.
Yeah, and then when he becomes corrupted, he just turns purple.
Ah.
Like he has a little purple aura around him. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, 3 action points that you can use to either move or attack each turn. There's a lot of different interactions going on with the map. Like the forest tiles. If you're in the forest tile, you gain stealth. On the plains do absolutely nothing. It's just a blank tile pretty much. The mountains take 2 action points to move into, but you get a defense bonus. Swamps, when you move into a swamp, you lose 1 health. The stone sites, the little Stonehenge looking things, they'll heal you for 1 point when you move into them. Unless you're corrupted, then it'll damage you for 1 point. Dungeons, the little cracks in the ground that the little Banes or big bird looking monsters pop up out of, it's like a random thing. You can get like a gold treasure, items, magic, what have you, or a Bane will spawn on you and attack you. And then the settlements that you capture by moving over them, they'll generate you gold per turn. And other heroes or whatever can capture them after you leave. Battle is decided by just dice rolling. Like on the dice, it's like a 6-sided dice. I mean, that's all it is. It's just rolling. You can either get swords, that's attack. You can get shield for defense to block other people's attack. There's like the tree looking thing. What it does is it counts as an attack and you get to re-roll. The sun will count as an attack during the day or a miss during the night. Same with the moon at night. It'll count as an attack during the night and a miss during the day. Rot counts as a miss. I think that's about it on the dice. One thing I don't like about battle though is you can both die. So if you have like 1 health and the other guy has 1 health and you attack him and you deal 1 damage to him and he deals 1 damage to you, you can both die. I believe that they should have it worked out where like attackers have bonuses, like attackers attack first because that makes more sense. Also, if you attack somebody from stealth, you get an extra dice when you roll. You can equip items. As you can see, you draw cards at the beginning of your turn to try to fill up your hand. You have like 4 cards at once. If you have less than that, you draw a card at the beginning of the turn. But you can draw spells to use on people or yourself for damage or buffs or boons or debuffs, what have you. You can draw traps, which is more like political intrigue type stuff. Like you can force somebody to have a truce with you, or you can force it to where you both gain 1 prestige per turn. So if you have a higher prestige and they have like 0, you can set it to where you both gain 1 per turn, and it would, help you out more than it would help them out. And just like random perils, which perils are the weird skull looking thing on the map that if you land on the tile, you have to roll dice for it to see if you take the penalty or not. But like I said, the trickery cards, you can put peril. They're like trap cards, I guess. Whatever. The items are like weapons. Items are, self-explanatory, I think. I don't think I have to explain that. Just like items, potions, weapons, armor, all that. Quest basically sends you around the map. You go and you complete your quest to get bonus. You can get, it's generally a stat bonus, or you can make a risky roll or what have you to gain an item or a spirit stone or a follower or something like that. I mean, it's an interesting game. I like it. It's each game take about 30 minutes. It's not too bad.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is this like an ongoing game, or is this just like multiple games going on?
Oh no, yeah, no, this is like 1 game. That's all it is. It's I believe that it's meant for multiplayer. I haven't really taken it online yet. I've only played like 2 or 3 games, so I'm not,
Where did you hear about this game?
Actually, it was on my Steam. What was it the queue? When you log into Steam, they're like, "Hey, you have some stuff to look at." And I just look at it, and I found it one time a long time ago, so I followed it. And like I said, because I wasn't sure if it was like it looked a little bit furry, so I wasn't sure about it. And
see how far the rabbit hole really goes.
yeah, pretty much. But I got it in the Humble Bundle Monthly last month, and so I was like, hey, that's cool. And since I played a couple of games and I enjoyed it, I bought it only has a couple of DLC right now. It has the Bandit Clan DLC, which one of those characters is in that game. It's the squirrel-looking guy with the bandit mask on. And then it has like skins. I didn't buy the skins. I don't care about skins.
Surprised they don't call them fursuits.
How much was this?
Let me go look. Well, in Humble Bundle Monthly, I got it for $12 along with like 7 other games.
There you go.
One of those being Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, but I gave that to Colt because I already had the game anyway.
Nice.
Or Mellow?
It's been a while.
$20.
It's been a while since I've done like a humble bundle.
Yeah, I just subscribed to the monthly thing because I think $12. They give you like $100 worth of games for like $12 every month. Yeah, sure, you're going to get
like a loot box.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of games that are shit.
Yeah,
it's going to happen, but I mean, you can't really complain as long as you get like one good game.
Get all them
like last month
novels.
Last month they gave you like I think Super Hot was in there, and that alone is worth $12.
Yeah,
but yeah, Armello's $12 on Steam. I mean, not $12; it's $19 on Steam.
You recommend it? $12?
Yeah, I do recommend it. I think it's worth the buy if you like strategy games. I really think you'd enjoy it. It's got some depth to it. It's easy to play. It's easy to figure out. It's easy to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. But it does have some depth. I do like that you can start off. You can like in the beginning of that game that I recorded. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pick this rat character. I'm gonna try to gain a lot of rot. I'm gonna try to just kill everybody that I see that's always near me. And eventually, it just didn't work out that way. So I noticed that I was gaining a lot of prestige. So I started doing things that would net me more prestige, and I tried to sabotage the other characters from being able to, do their little mission, try to kill the king or whatever. Right. And eventually, at the end of the match, the king just died of natural causes, I guess. And well, like I said, he loses 1 health per turn.
And you win.
So yeah, and I won. I won with a prestige victory because I just outlasted everybody else and had more prestige than everybody.
Nice.
But yeah, I do recommend it. I could see myself putting a good amount of hours into it. Looks pretty fun.
Cool. A lot of games have been played this past couple weeks, I guess. I got a couple more games that I've been picked up, and then we'll get into some news. One being Lawbreakers. I was playing Lawbreakers a little bit. Let me bring up the footage for it. And I think I was streaming this one day too, so I can bring that up. Lawbreakers is weird. That's the title of our stream here. And it is weird. I don't know if I like it so much, to be honest. It's an arena shooter, much like in the the air of Overwatch, and it's like Overwatch meets Unreal Tournament. Cliff Basinski's behind it, so you're gonna have that kind of like kill 'em, awesome kill, heavy metal going on.
Mega kill,
right?
Kill-tacular.
And for some reason, this is not working on Twitch right now. Come on, my dude. Let me try another one.
Philadelphia.
But there's something like just not good about it. There's like these areas of the map that are in 0G, zero gravity, and you kind of just like let the world take you, like let the 0G take you, and it makes for just a really annoying gameplay experience because you don't have full control. Like one thing I really like about Overwatch is that you are in control of your character 100%. They do it really, really well, and it leans on that control. In this game, it's more of like your aim. It's just how good can you aim while you're floating around in 0G. You can kind of like turn your weapon behind you and shoot, and you kind of, I guess this is not going to work on Twitch. Did they like ban my stream because I was streaming it? But you can't like, you can turn around and shoot, and that'll jet propulse you around, or you can like do weird things that kind of swing you around, but still you're kind of like floating through these maps. And then other areas you're not in 0G, so you'll end up kind of like chasing someone down, and then they'll jump into 0G and kind of just like float away or do something weird. And you mix that in with these like really easy kills, like only takes a couple hits with certain guns to kill someone, and you're just like constantly dying, constantly running into these weird 0G areas where everyone's just killing each other, and then you get sent back to spawn and you have to go do it again, and you're just... It's really fast paced, and it's done in a really unpolished way. I think the game has potential, but the 0G stuff I am not a fucking fan of. And if that game relies on it, I don't think it's gonna do very well because it's not done. You don't feel like you're in control, and a lot of us like to feel that way when we play games. I don't know. It's just it's just I wish I could say
they broke the law of good game design.
Maybe.
I heard that the movement does take a while to get used to. By the way, I mean I'm watching your VOD right now. It works fine for me.
Oh, really?
Yep. I knew that it wasn't an NDA thing because Tim the Tatman actually streamed it.
It's just saying 0 minutes for me. It's not loading at all.
Yeah, it took a couple minutes to load, but I'm watching it right now.
I mean, it could be Twitch being Twitch. Let's be honest.
That's highly likely, to be honest with you.
I mean, it says that it's available, but it's just not doing it. Not doing nothing. Oh, well. We'll move on from that.
We're seeing a lot of this surgence of arena shooters right now anyway because of the wildly successful Overwatch. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be investing in it. Even though this is supposedly like what it's going to be like $30, and it's not going to have any extra DLC that you have to buy or anything like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's free to. I thought it was gonna be free to play, but I guess it's just the DLC that's gonna be free. But it's not like a bad game, and I think a lot of people will like it. I just think that for me, I've played a couple hours of it, and that's it. That's all I need of it. I'm not gonna play it again. It didn't hold me to it. I'm not planning on going MLG, which is what a lot of these arena shooters turn into. They turn into like, how good do you plan on getting? Are you gonna go MLG? Because if you're not 100% dedicated to this, or you're playing with like 6-7 different of your friends, you're not gonna have a good time. You know, there's no story or anything. You're not diving into a world. You're just jumping into these arenas and shooting people as fast as possible. And with Lawbreakers, you kind of run into these big areas where you're just dying, or you're killing someone, and I don't know. Wasn't my favorite experience, and I know a couple other people have been playing it, been saying the same thing. If you want to play an arena shooter right now, it's Overwatch. It's just so good.
It feels like we're in like an oversaturation of arena shooters, roguelikes, and like open worlds. Those are like the three big, like everybody's making those three style of games right now.
I agree. Yep. And those are all games that, I enjoy, but they take a lot of time, to really start to get good at. And, someone like, if you're busy, you don't have the time to invest in like 10 different open world games and 10 different arena shooters to get good at. So it kind of, I don't know, you kind of get salty with it. But other than that,
pick the one that you like the best.
Zelda DLC is out as well. Master Mode and, I can always forget the name of the other part. The Master Trials, is that what it's called?
There's the hard mode and Master Trials, the Trial of the Sword. That's it, Trial of the Sword.
Yeah,
which I heard. Like I haven't played it yet because I'm waiting for DLC 2.
Your mic is going up and down, Doobie. It's like really loud or really low.
Maybe my fan, but I'm holding off until the second set of DLC, the Champions Ballad, before I hop into it. But I've seen some people play it and I've watched it, and it looks really fun. I don't know if you've played Zelda. That one island where you get to, I don't know if you've gotten there yet, and they pretty much reset you to 0, and you have to do the whole island challenge, basically from the start, where you have no items. You have to, it's like that, but a lot bigger and a lot harder.
Yeah, Master Mode's fucking hard. It's really hard. It's fun though because it turns it into a survival game, because it's you're really battling the elements. You're really scared to attack anyone. It's just a complete different way of playing Zelda. I personally like regular Zelda. I like the more exploration and finding puzzles and doing that stuff. I'm not into the hardcore survival aspect of it, but I can see myself getting into that maybe after I beat it and there's no other games for the Switch that have come out yet. Maybe I'll jump into it later. Master Trials is cool. It's a cool little addition to it. That's difficult as well. And I'll have some footage for next week. I want to get a little bit more into it. I've been playing more Wildlands lately. But so far, I've been having a good... I think Zelda right now is still the game of the year. It's just so fucking fun. Every time I play Zelda, I get lost into it for hours. And I'm still not even close to finishing the game. Luckily, I'm the ones who... I'm a person who's taking their time with Zelda, because there's no other Switch games out that interest me at all. So otherwise, if I beat this, then my Switch is useless until, I don't know, fucking Mario comes out or something.
What about
Splatoon comes out in 2 weeks, and this upcoming Friday is a Splatfest demo.
Yes.
You get to pick a team. They had the Direct last week, and a lot of the changes. I am really excited about a lot of the changes.
Yeah, we got that in the news coming too, so we'll talk about more about that. But yeah, it's I don't know, Zelda. It's just it's just such a, I don't know. I really like it. Those other games like ARMS and I don't know, fucking NBA Battlegrounds or whatever it's called.
The DLC, not the DLC. The update came out today for online play for that. Finally.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they added 15 new players you can use. I'm not a basketball guy, but
oh, it wasn't online at first?
Yeah, no, they had to wait. There was something with Nintendo. They had to wait for Nintendo to like approve the patch, and Nintendo was really taking their time approving it.
Man, fucking
there's
Nintendo.
There's something with like file sizes that like they had to. It needs to be a certain. There's like a certain limit on how big your patch can be, so they had to like work it out with Nintendo. When they had it ready, they were just waiting for Nintendo to give them the go ahead. Today they gave it finally.
Nice.
So they made it up to everyone. Whether you think this is worth it or not, I don't know. But apparently everybody who bought the game before the patch came out today is getting a free copy of Shaq Fu 2.
Really?
The new Shaq Fu game. Yeah. Like I said, take that for what you want it to be, whether that's good or bad.
Wait, Shaq Fu 2?
Yeah, or Shaq Fu, what's it called? There's a name for it, and the tagline is "We're not gonna f it up."
All right. Well,
it's a beat 'em up. It's not a fighting game. It's a beat 'em up. But apparently, people who bought the NBA Battle, whatever the hell it's called, on that game, they're getting it for free. So
you want to know something funny? I actually have Shaq Fu.
Oh god,
you would.
I have a friend who's speed.
Did you pick it up in a Humble Bundle? Is that why you have it?
No, dude, I had that shit when I was a kid, man, on that Sega Genesis. I probably still have the Sega Genesis cartridge somewhere at home.
That game is trash,
dude. It was terrible.
I
played this shit. I played the shit out of it though.
Shaq was the fucking man. Shaq was the man back in the day. He still is the man. Let's be honest.
Shaq Fu Legend Reborn. That's what it's called.
Oh, the legend has been reborn.
It was a Kickstarter, I think.
Well, anyways, let's finish this segment off. Zelda DLC. Go buy it if you have Zelda, because what else are you gonna fucking play on Switch? Shaq Fu 2 Legend Reborn? No, you're gonna play Zelda, and that's about it. And ARMS, I haven't touched.
It's a while. That game. I've found that game is more fun when you have other people playing, like at a party. I did do on July 3rd. My buddy, we had 3 Switches. We were all playing ARMS and Mario Kart, and we were having a good time because we were drunk.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some news. Switch sells 1 million in Japan, and to put that into perspective, how long has the Switch been out already?
4 months.
Yeah, it's not long.
Came out right around the same time I started my new job, and that was back in March.
Well, what this tweet has said is that it took PlayStation 4 to get 1 million, 11 months to do so. So, shout out to the Switch. They sold a lot. They're still having stock issues. I know that.
Yep, and the fact that they released the console in a March is not a time you put a console out. You put a console out during holiday, October, November, that time for holiday. They put it out in March, and they're selling it this well. So I'm excited to see what their numbers are going to be for this upcoming holiday season.
Yeah, I think I think if they can keep up with the stock, they're gonna have no problem, man. I mean, everyone still wants one. It's at a really good price range too, where Xbox One X is fucking almost $600, and you can get a pretty dope console for a good ass price. So
if you can find it in stock,
which is getting easier.
I believe I think DOOBIE linked something earlier. That on
unfortunately,
Prime Day,
by the time you all watch this, Amazon Prime Day is happening.
Yeah.
And if you're a Prime member, they're apparently going to have Switches in stock, but I don't know for how long, because that's going to sell quick.
It says Tuesday only, and I doubt it'll even last a lot of
It's going to be gone within the first couple of hours.
I've never bought anything like that on Amazon, so I don't know how exactly you can sit in line or F5 race or whatever, you know what I mean? So
pretty much.
Yeah, you can't. It's difficult. So, all right, moving on. Good job, Nintendo. Not like you really need a good job. You guys fucking multi-billion-dollar company.
Dude, after the Wii U, they need a good job.
Now they're still living off that Wii money. Trust me. When you sell 100 million units, you can have a couple failures.
Yeah, true. This next piece I want to talk about, it's the Asus ROG Zephyrus. This is a fucking dope laptop. one of the first out of the NVIDIA Max Q line. What the Max Q line is NVIDIA saying to these developers like Asus, who are the other, Gigabyte, all the other laptop manufacturers who produce Windows products. They're saying, we're going to let you underclock our NVIDIA GPUs and you can put them in a really thin laptop, which is awesome. So you're getting these laptops. This Zephyrus is only 0.7 inches thick. So it's only like that thick, but it has a GTX 1080 within it. Granted, it's underclocked, but still, it's a GTX 1080, which means you're going to get amazing performance on all games, all future games from here, probably for the next 2 years. It's got a Intel i7 7700HQ 2.8 gigahertz processor that boosts up to 3.8. It's got this interesting kind of airflow mechanic where it's like you open the laptop like this, and when you open it like this, how do I portray this? When you open it like this, right, it starts to lift up this way. It starts to lift up the back, like the back end of it. So it opens like this, and then this lifts up open, so air can come out more effectively, which is pretty fucking dope. So it opens like this, and then it opens up like that. Airflow comes out. That allows it to stay cool. And it's got an interesting kind of like a keyboard thing. It's like the keyboard's pushed all the way down to the bottom. That way they have all that top area for bigger components, because the GTX 1080 demands a lot. It also has the moved over to the side scroll pad, thin keyboard, mechanical keyboard. What else does this thing have? 512 gigabyte PCIe NVMe M.2 SSD, 16 gigabytes DDR4 that are clocked at 2400 megahertz. It's got 120 hertz display G-Sync. So if you get games like Overwatch, which aren't hard to run, you can push them at 120 hertz natively on your screen and play them beautifully at any resolution that it works at. Probably 1080 is probably your best bet. So these laptops are really cool. They're expensive. This one's $26.99, almost $3,000 for this laptop. But if you're going to get a gaming laptop, I would highly suggest you save your money and you get a Max Q gaming laptop, because the other ones aren't even going to compare to the performance that these laptops are going to have, and they're thin. So you can, run them around anywhere you want. Fucking amazing.
Not like that Razer. I don't remember seeing that what was it? There's like a big convention earlier this year. And Razer had that like gigantic 3-screen laptop
that someone stole.
Did they steal it?
Yeah, someone stole it from them.
How much is that thing going for?
It was a lot.
It's got to be like $4,000. Someone
thought Linus from Linus Tech Tips stole it.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I'm telling you these Max Q laptops. They're game-changing laptops, because now they're working with add-in board partners to give them specialized chips. So they're saying, here's a 1080, but you can underclock it as much as you need to allow it to fit into the performance that you want, into the size that you need it. And I mean, we're only like 2-3 years away from having like MacBook level design, but with Windows like 1080s and whatever the newest chip is, like the highest, most caliber technology in your laptop. They're going to be expensive though. So it's an interesting thing to think about, because now we're moving away from desktops into laptops that can do pretty much what desktops can do. We're not that far away. Obviously, people are always going to have desktops, but we're getting to that point where you can pretty much have a desktop.
What was the price point on that? What was the price point on that?
$26.99.
Yeah, okay. 2,700. Yep.
I was looking at they have the Razer Blade that's got the 1060 GTX.
Yeah.
The i7 7700, and that one's on Newegg for like 21. So I mean,
right.
Yeah, you might as well just spend that.
Yeah, for the 1080. Is it the 1080 or 1080 Ti?
It's 1080.
No, it's 1080.
1080. Yeah, that's probably still worth going up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Razer, to give Razer credit, they have the best build quality for Windows products, in my opinion. It's built like a MacBook, except you have Windows inside. But it's hard to compete when you got the Zephyrus, and there's other Max Qs coming out that are just as fucking good looking and even more powerful. So if you're looking to buy a laptop, wait and get a Max Q design one.
Yeah, I'm looking at this other one. This Razer 4K UHD Razer Blade. 1080. It's $4,400.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something to compete.
You're gonna have to lower that
X2,
price, man.
which is great because if you can get a Razer 4K 1080, I mean you're getting a really good product in a nice body. So, and you're gonna get it cheaper than what the market demands for.
And it's like what we were hoping for Ryzen, Intel. This competition will help drive market prices in favor of the consumer.
Right, and I guarantee you AMD is going to try to do the same thing, and they're going to put their Vega cards in laptops and say, here, underclock our chips so you can have small form factor. Splatoon 2 demo. We were just talking about this before. You can go pick it up in the eShop on July 15th between 3 to 7 p.m. Pacific, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern, which is cool.
There's a lot of cool things from that direct because I watched that, and there's a lot of cool changes. The game looks. Digital Foundry did a video of Splatoon 1 versus Splatoon 2 Wii U Switch, and it looks nicer. There were a few jagged lines, few jagged edges. They're smoothed out.
Jagged
edges. It's gonna run at 1080p, 60 frames. It's going, and that's great for a competitive game. Mario Kart 8 did.
True.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe ran at 1080p, 60 frames per second.
That is true statement.
So, I mean, Splatoon, it's a colorful game. It's not, super realistic looking. So it's not going to have a lot of drain like that. It'll run fine.
Will it melt our Switches to the point where they bend? I'm always afraid I'm gonna pick up my Switch one day and it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, motherfucker.
All that warping. I haven't even checked to see if mine warped, but
mine's a little warped. But that was like that when I kind of got it. So
yeah, I mean they've done
worse.
They've done tests. And we're getting a little off topic, but we'll talk about this real quick. You saw the SwitchCon, those like portable docks, and you pretty much lie your Switch down because you can't really prop it up and plug in a USB-C. And people are freaking out, it's going to overheat the Switch. You pretty much have to go in, manually turn the fan off, and cover the dang thing with like blankets to have it hit a temperature where it's going to shut down.
Yeah.
The way they did the Switch with how the fans work in handheld mode, it does pretty well keeping itself cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about Splatoon or any other games really pushing it to the point where it'll overheat.
I think the having it docked in the Nintendo dock is where the problem lies because it's
the airflow gets blocked.
It's just like I don't know. It's a little scary. I haven't had an issue with it yet, but I'm always afraid it's gonna happen. But I mainly play it in my hand anyway. I don't really hook it up to my TV.
Yeah, but the Splatoon, the changes they made look really good. The fact that you can select. In the first game, when you wanted to change your abilities on your gear, you kind of was like a random chance. Now it looks like they're letting you pick so you can choose the style you want with the functionality you want, which is a really good change.
I got a question. Before I buy Splatoon 2, is it another ARMS? Is it going to be another ARMS where I buy it and it's only fun for 5 minutes and then I never play it again? Or is it actually a fun game that has depth to it?
It's fun because there are a lot of different modes. The main big one is Turf War. That's the one where you just want to get as much ink as you can on the field. Kills really aren't that important. I mean, they're important, but, it's mostly just getting the thing done. They're 3-minute matches. They're quick. You can hop in. The Splatfests are fun. And now that you can actually play Splatfests with your friends and you can play ranked with your friends, and for each different game mode that you play ranked, you get a different ranking. So you're not, A+ for all of them when you're only good at like one of them. So it's definitely a lot built better. But I mean, it's really, I suggest you play the Splatfest. You do this Friday. I suggest you try it and see if you like it.
I'll probably stream it.
Dude, stream it. I'm probably going to be streaming it.
Let's do it.
We should play it together.
I'm down.
Because we can play it together because Splatfests.
You heard it here first. Streaming it, dog. Moving on. Riot increases League of Legends RP cost in UK by 20% due to Brexit. Now, I am unfamiliar with these terms. I don't know what the hell is going on. Can someone please explain to me?
RP is like the I guess you could call it the pay to win currency. It's what you buy with real money. So I guess they're increasing the prices due to Brexit. I don't understand why they're doing that. I guess is the British currency declining right now due to Brexit?
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with, like, the pound is going down.
Yeah, they're losing their footing in the financial world.
They're gonna make League of Legends great again. Implying it was ever great.
True.
I just popped this in the news piece because I thought it was funny that they were adjusting, but I guess it does make more sense that they are adjusting prices, considering that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they'd have to.
Yeah.
And it's only in the UK. Haha. Sorry.
Well, yeah, that's what they wanted.
Exactly. You guys wanted higher League of Legends RP? You fucking got it. Moving on. You can now play God of War 3 and Killzone Shadowfall on your PC. What? When I first read this, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So, yeah.
You can also play Red Dead Redemption on your PC.
Basically, the PlayStation Now service allows you to stream some games to your PC. And I've done that with... what game did I do that with? I think it was Uncharted. When PlayStation Now, when I first heard about it, I got it on my PC, and yeah, it works fine. I think it only streams 720 though, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like full 1080p streaming, but I could be wrong. Maybe they changed it.
Also, I loved God of War 3. That was a great game.
Yeah, it really was. I don't know what the fuck Jerry's thinking, talking about he's not hyped for the new God of War game. I'm hyped. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, I think that's a really good service, except you probably don't want to play games that are heavy, like, on input accuracy, because since it's streaming, I guess you would have some input lag in there.
Yeah.
But if you've never played God of War 3 and you have PS Now, I mean, might as well check it out. You know what I mean?
There you go. Moving on. Moving on. Oh, this is some good news. Some good news. Summer Games Done Quick has raised $1.7 million for Doctors Without Borders, and I watched a few of the speed runs on this because some of them are. I like the way they do it because they talk about what they're doing while they do it, and I find that really cool to someone like me who's not involved in that world. Like I was watching the Mirror's Edge one, and I watched the whole thing because it was like, holy shit, this guy actually. Like, he knows all this shit. Like, when he goes in, there's so much to know, and he's doing cool glitches, and it's fun.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Wayne, he is doing cool glitches.
I am friends with Couch Guy, Dr. T Chops. He's a good dude.
Who's that? Who's Couch Guy?
So, during that Mirror's Edge run,
I assume he's the guy on the couch?
Yep.
Yeah, the guy who was being really sarcastic. That's just how he is.
He's the one all the way on the right.
He was the one that Twitch chat was like just exploding and being cancerous about because it's Twitch chat. Yeah, well, he was saying like I don't know. I think that's a glitch.
Because it's supposed to be a glitchless run, is why he was saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They were memeing. They were joking around, and other people were thinking they weren't joking around. But I really liked that run. I thought it was entertaining.
Who was the guy that was doing it? Who was the guy's name?
I don't remember the runner's name off the top of my head, but the commentator was Dr. T Chops.
He reminds me of Ian from Cloudmaker. He reminds me of Returnity on. I don't know if you guys probably don't know him, but he looks fucking just like him. It's crazy.
Oh,
yeah, Returnity from Fern Apple Sitters.
from Cloudmaker. Oh man, I was thinking about Cloudmaker.
Sin Apple Fritter. My bad. I got that completely ass backwards.
What did you say? Apple Sitters.
I said Fern Apple Sitters. Yeah, Sin Apple Fritter. My bad. AKA
Cloudmaker Man.
AKA Gold Bones. AKA Gold Bones. Apple butter.
If there was one run I suggest you guys watch from SGDQ, it was the Link to the Past Swordless. It was by far the funniest run and one of the most entertaining. Just the commentators, the runner, the host, they were all having a blast, and that kind of energy was you could feel it. It was a blast to watch.
Yeah, I did watch that run. He had a really good couch and it was really entertaining. My favorite run, like I said, was probably Freedom Planet, just because I don't know, it's
Rap God. He
had a really good. I mean, he had a really good couch, but just like the mechanical skill required to pull off that run is ridiculous, man.
All I know is Andrew. Yeah, my boy. That was good. That was really good.
It was cool to watch. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was. I'm not into like this speedrunning stuff. One reason being it's so fucking cringy that it's painful to watch sometimes. Like they're the most cringy motherfuckers on the planet. No offense, Doobie. Second off,
I live in cringe. Okay.
Second off,
read that shit.
You're right. The energy there was like they were having fun with it, and when there's the energy like that, it was like really entertaining, and they were being informative, and they raised $1.7 million fucking dollars.
Dude, they raised like they at least raised $1 million every time they put one of these on, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
There are two like really solid runs, and by that I mean you either get a couch and a runner and a host that all have fun, and they make it really light, really entertaining. They joke. And it's just a good time. And then you have the runs like Chrono Trigger with Pooexel, where he just knows so much about that game. He can tell you so much that you really feel like you're learning how that game works because he just knows so much and can eloquently describe it to you. And I love those kinds of runs where you really get to understand the mechanics so you know what you're seeing and why it's happening.
It's like watching like I don't know, like David Beckham play soccer. And he's explaining it as he's playing soccer with you. And you're like, oh, he's doing this, and this is all the skill that it takes. So it's pretty cool. But there are some games that you watch and you're like they were doing like a Castlevania game, like a 3D Castlevania game. It looked so bad. It looked so terrible. This game was not interesting.
Was it 64?
Yes.
No, 64 was bad. That's just a bad game in general.
Yeah 64. I know you're not talking about Symphony of the Night.
No, not Night speedruns. Dude, those speedruns are freaking great.
No, this was Castlevania 64, and I was just like, this game, who cares? Why? No one cares that you're running this game at all.
My big downside this year's SGDQ was the Tetris block felt really forced. They've done it before, like last 2 years. They had a Tetris block, and it was really entertaining. But
what is that? What do you mean? What is a Tetris block?
So they do Tetris Grandmaster, which is like one of the hardest Tetris games to play. And they do like an exhibition where they show like how fast they can beat the game, how fast they can be really good at Tetris. And the last 2 years were really impressive. They were really good runs. This year, it just was lackluster. I think it took like an hour to set it up, which was just a waste of time. It really killed a lot of the momentum. And I really think this year they would have been better off kind of just taking a break from it. This year there was no task block. And what a task is a tool-assisted speedrun. So the guys will have like their little task robot, like the mini Rob, and they'll do like all these really cool like tool-assisted breaking of games. And they took this year off because they really couldn't find a way to top what they had done years prior. And it felt like Tetris should have done that as well. I don't think it's going to be there next year. I don't think it should be there next year. It just, not for that kind of setup. If they're going to do it, it needs to be like a big donation incentive. Like, hey, we need to raise $50,000 or $500,000 to have the Tetris block. Because at that point, when you have that incentive and you meet it, then maybe it kind of makes up for that hour-long setup time. Yeah. But when you're not, it kills momentum. It kills donations. It's boring. And that's a big problem. Thankfully for them, that A Link to the Past Swordless run followed Tetris, and it brought a lot of that energy back. So they got lucky by having a really good run follow Tetris.
Yeah, nice. I agree. I don't like the Tetris block.
I liked it the last couple of years when it was like new and it was really exciting to see because it really is kind of a testament.
Yeah, it's very technical and it's very impressive, but it's boring.
But now when you see it 3 years in a like 3 showings in a row, it starts to lose its charm. It's lackluster. It's like there are certain games you're going to see every year. You're going to see Super Metroid because 1, it's a very hard game, and 2, Kill Save the Animals raises. Yep. Like $1 million easy right there.
I was about to say, remember, kids, save the frames, kill the animals.
Yeah,
I saw that a lot.
I'm so happy Kill the Animals. So happy Kill the Animals won this year.
What is that? What are you saying? What is that?
So
a lot of people were saying Kill the Animals.
In Super Metroid, at the end of the game, when you're doing the final escape sequence, you can either save the animals on the planet, or you can skip them and just let them die when the planet's exploding. it's faster to just skip them because it's faster. You skip them.
And that's why you say save the frames. Save the frames. Kill the animals.
Kill the animals.
I see.
So that raises a lot of money. That's why you'll always see that. You'll always see like Super Mario 64. That's always still going to be a big donation incentive because there's always a really good runner who attends. So they can easily just call him up and be like, hey, if we hit this much amount, would you be willing to run the game? And they'll be like, yeah, because it's for a good cause. So there are just a couple of games that you're always going to see.
All right, moving on. Last piece of news. This Rainway app, which is fucking awesome. I'm excited about this thing. Andrew Sampson, I think his name is. I had it up here. Andrew Sampson. He what else did he develop? Let me bring up his Twitter really fast because he's a pretty productive dude. He's a productive guy. He created the borderless gaming window thing, Aorus, Strike Search, and now he's working on Rainway, which is basically you can stream from your PC to your Switch. What? And here he has Arkham Knight playing on his Switch, which you can see sort of in your thing. And then down here he had Overwatch playing on one as well. Maybe that was on his Twitter. Let's see if we can find it. Doom he's got on there. But basically you stream it to your Switch through the app, and he's got the okay from Nintendo, I believe, to allow this on the store. So it'll be a native app as well that you could probably download right on the Nintendo shop. I guess it's the only way to really get any kind of Nintendo app on your Switch is through the store, because they won't let you. You can't just go in there and start adding things to your SD card. At least right now, right?
It's not jailbroken yet.
Right.
But
and
that was a big piece of news that came out later.
We can talk about it now. And that leads into our next story, the kernel.
Yeah, I mean, these two things are kind of, they're not really like tied together, but I mean, there's Switch news. One, I'm impressed that Rainway, I'm impressed that Nintendo is actually on board with it. I'm not sure if they're on board with it really, but they haven't said no. So it's kind of like they haven't said no.
Well, I remember he was on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. But he was saying that Nintendo said it was cool what he was doing.
I mean, that's
cool with
it. That's pretty awesome. And I think I can't remember what the stats were, but he had it playing from pretty decently far away from his source of origin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna have latency issues, of course, because you're streaming. That's just any stream. You're gonna have latency issues. So I don't know if you really want to be playing Overwatch on it.
They're low though. I mean, from the when I stream to the stream box, the NVIDIA stream box, granted it's a wired connection, but even when it's wireless, the latency it's pretty low. It's undetectable. What
I find interesting is because you can actually sync your Joy-Cons or your Switch Pro controller to your PC, you pretty much just play the Switch as if it's a PC.
Yeah.
Because you've got the Joy-Cons connected to your PC playing the game that you're streaming to your Switch. I guess the viewpoint of Nintendo is, if we can sell the system, we'll allow this because it's not going to eat into our sales. Because it's not like they have games that they're not on other consoles or PC. You can only play them on Nintendo. So you're going to buy those games, and they're okay with letting you have some other stuff to go with your system because it helps sell the system.
Yeah. Here it says, we received an update from Nintendo today, and we hope to have some good news for you soon. And then later on, he says, where is it? Basically, that Nintendo is supporting the application that is used to install the Rainway app. So they're kind of allowing it.
I will say Nintendo has been a lot better of recent, within the last, maybe since the Switch came out. They've been really pushing these things that old Nintendo would never have allowed. And I really think a lot of it is the youth coming up into Nintendo as some of the older brass leaves. And I say that because Splatoon was developed by a team of very young Nintendo workers that took inspiration from first-person shooters. Mm-hmm. And old Nintendo, those people weren't there. That youth culture wasn't as big as it is now that's allowing for some of these things, allowing Ubisoft to pretty much make a Mario game. Granted, it's not your prototypical Mario games, Mario Rabbids, but like 10 years ago, that would have never happened.
Yeah, they need to, because otherwise they're gonna
fail.
Yeah, they need to adapt to the market. Here, Derek R6 on Twitter says that they got the kernel, and that they're pumped. Basically, what that means is that you'll be able to, like you said, jailbreak the app or jailbreak the OS and pretty much do whatever you want. And that might be a problem too.
They're going to attempt to find exploits. I mean, granted, getting a kernel dump does not guarantee hacking. I mean, they've been trying to do hacking on the PS4 for a long time, and they still haven't gotten that cracked.
Right.
So just because you have the kernel doesn't mean there are any exploits. And the funny thing is Nintendo offers like up to $20,000 if you find a vulnerability or any exploit or any way to get to the kernel. He could right now pretty much go to Nintendo, say, hey, I found out how to do this, and they'll pay him.
Yeah, and he could still release the way to do it.
He probably won't, because they'll make him sign some contracts. I mean, they could take him to court if he does.
Sure, but
I mean, if he gives it to somebody else without telling them and trusts it, I mean, he can. Hey, you're bouncing in a gray area. But I mean, it's essentially like white hat hackers who are like, hey, we hack your security and we show that to you because, you know, that's our job.
So what you're saying is they're going to pay him $20,000 for the kernel secret blend of herbs and spices?
I see what you did there. I mean, it's really interesting. It's really, I mean, 4 months, that's pretty fast to get the kernel dumped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean, they might. It's also kind of a curse, because at this point, if they were to put a new patch out, even without knowing, maybe they actually patch whatever, you know, exploit they found without knowing that they found the exploit. Maybe they found it themselves. Now you're going to be stuck running this only on this firmware. You're not going to be able to upgrade your firmware at all, which means you could be stuck without Netflix or any of those things.
Yeah,
depending on if you can find exploits for it.
Yeah,
because I mean, Netflix.
I guarantee you the exploits are in the USB-C protocol, because it's such a new connector that you can bypass a lot of stuff. There's a weird USB-C is really weird. I've been looking at a lot.
It's going to be through that, and it's probably also going to be through any connection to internet.
Yeah,
any internet browsing style connection. That's how 3DS kind of got hacked. That's how that's how Wii U got hacked, actually, was through the internet browser.
I mean, if there's a legit jailbreak for that Switch, I'm definitely interested in it. For sure.
Oh, it'll be really interesting to see what the future holds
just
for it.
Just hop up on like their own like underground app thing.
Imagine throwing all your emulators. Just imagine throwing all your emulators on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if it runs PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, like just taking those games on the go. Just playing them on your Switch.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to get RetroArch on the Switch. Pronto!
I mean, I'm almost tempted to buy a second Switch if that happened, just to have one that's updated and one that I can just screw with.
Yeah. Before we pop into deep pockets. Before we pop into hot pockets, I just want to let you guys know that the Castlevania series is on Netflix. The first season is on Netflix. It's only 4 episodes. It's literally like the length of a movie. You can binge watch it in one sitting. It's really good. I suggest you go watch it.
Is it good?
Yeah, I've heard that it's fantastic.
Yeah, wow. It's not like anime. It's not. I thought it was going to be like anime.
It's more like stylish cartoon.
It's Western.
Right?
Yeah, it's like Western. It's like a Western cartoon kind of. But it is definitely R-rated, and there is some gore in there.
Oh, it sounds dope, actually.
Yeah, season 2 got greenlit for 8 episodes.
Yeah,
so. I want more episodes already.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I hope they do eventually.
I'm watching that tonight.
Yeah, dude, I watched it in one sitting last night. It's really good.
It's based on Castlevania 3. So I'm wondering if maybe in the future, and this does open up possibility for other properties to get this treatment. And I'm always down for like creative, as long as it's good.
Netflix is killing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
killing it. I just watched Glow last weekend because you get to see Alison Brie's tits many times, and those things are just golden. and a great show. It was just
the tits. Yes, they are.
When do we get live action? When do we get a live action Legend of Zelda series on Netflix?
Yeah, but we do get live action Death Note here pretty soon.
I guarantee you it's gonna be pretty good. Because Netflix doesn't fuck around when they make shit. Most of their shit's good. I won't say all of it, but I'm excited. All right, last topic. I bought a MacBook. This is our deep topic. Let me put up an image of Apple.com just for continuity's sake. But I bought a MacBook and I want to talk about it. There will be a full review of the MacBook from a window user's perspective up on my own personal website, WayneMakesThings.com. Now, this thing looks good. Look how thin that bad boy is. Looks good. It's nice. It's got the touch bar. This is the MacBook Pro 15-inch 2017 KB Lake edition. This is the newest one you could get. Wildly expensive. Almost ridiculously expensive. I spent, I think, $2,400 on this altogether. Dongles for it. You need to buy dongles for it because it's only USB-C, which I'm cool with. I don't mind buying dongles, but I do mind buying them when they cost $75 for a connector, which that makes no sense. These dongles aren't worth $75. It's a fucking scam by the dongle industry. These fucking dongle CEOs out there are just out of control. And
does it have a headphone jack, or do you need a dongle for that?
Oh yes, it does have a headphone jack. Luckily,
oh good,
it does have a headphone jack. But that's it. It's the only other jack other than USB-C. So listen to the specs. Those of you guys who know computers, you'll laugh at these specs for the price that I paid for it. 2.8 gigahertz KB Lake i7. It's 2.8, boosts up a little bit, but not really. They kind of throttle it because it's a MacBook and it's super thin. As you can see, there's little fins or vents on the side. That's where the airflow comes out. It comes in through this fin here, shoots out the side, but still it's not enough airflow. They have to throttle the CPU even more to keep it cool. It turbo boosts up to 3.8. That's probably a lie. Probably turbo boosts up to 3.6. 16 gigabytes of DDR3, which is like a 6-year-old proprietary DDR. It's old. DDR4 is the new standard. It's been the new standard for the last 3 years. So this is DDR3, 16 gigs. Doesn't even go up to 32 gigs. 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. Super low, but I usually don't go anything higher than that. Plus, I live mostly in the cloud. Not a problem for me. You can go up to 512 and then up to 2 terabytes. 256 is good for me. Radeon Pro 555 dedicated GPU, 2 gigabytes of memory. You can get the 4 gigabytes version. I only need the 2 gigabytes. I want to keep it nice and thin and cool, so that's all I need. I'm mostly using this for on-the-road video editing, web design, a little bit of coding, as well as a photo editing. 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. These are all Thunderbolt 3. They all take power. They all take data. They all put out display. Has touch bar, touch ID. Okay, so if you're laughing, I understand. It's probably funny. You're probably like, what? This guy's a fucking idiot. Why did he spend so much money on it? And I completely agree with you. I think the price is outrageous. But what you are not understanding is that Apple does a really great job of being Apple. And this is why Windows kind of will always play second fiddle to Apple in terms of a cohesive experience. So I have this desktop, which is kitted out. It's an amazing desktop. I use it for mostly everything, any kind of hard lifting and gaming. And then I have another laptop, which I'm probably going to sell right down there, which is a pretty high-end Windows laptop. But I wanted a Mac because I needed something that was always going to work. It was snappy, and it was just you just turn it on and you just go. And that's the problem with every Windows device that I've ever owned. It's that you turn it on and you got to wait a couple seconds. Then you got to log in. You wait a couple more seconds. Then you got to close some things out. You got to log into certain things. Then you got to open up your program. And then finally, maybe after you're done going around things, then you can get into your program. With Apple, you just open it up and you log in and you can get to work. And that is worth a lot. What else is worth a lot to me is portability. You're not going to get a laptop as sturdy built, as good as this one, and as small. You're just not going to. Maybe these Max Q designs might get there, but you're also going to sacrifice heaviness. This thing's super light, it's super thin, and portability is very, very big in my part when you buy a laptop. But other than that, you want a really easy experience. You just want to get in and start writing, or get in and start photo editing, and you just can't do it with Windows. It just takes a little bit longer, and they're getting there. Windows 10 was a really giant step in terms of user ability to kind of the process of whatever it is you got to do. Like, Windows is getting there, but they're just not there yet. Apple, in my opinion, just takes the cake there. And I found myself using Kate's iMac a lot more than I thought I was, because you can just turn it on and just start going. And eventually I was just like, you know what? Let me get a MacBook. I've never had one before. I really like the way they look. They're super light. They're fucking stupid expensive, but they're fast enough to do what I need to do. They're strong enough, and I just want something that's just going to fucking turn on and work. And I haven't been happier. I love this thing so far. It's amazing. And you look at the specs, they don't add up to real world user ability, because it just doesn't use as much power. It just doesn't. Everything is just so optimized. For example, my computer, my desktop, I have a GTX 1080 Ti in it. When I go out to render a 4K video, say it's about 10 minutes, it's going to take me about 20 minutes to render. If I jump into the Mac, I can get in there, edit it down, same 4K file, and export it through Final Cut, and it'll take me like 6 minutes. And that is a huge leap in time. That leaves me open to do a lot of other things and render things, and there's a lot of just really easy, nice, clean looking design that goes on with Apple and the apps that populate it. And yeah, that's basically what you get it for. You don't really have to worry too much about specs, because it's just going to work. They're not going to give you a product that's going to run laggy or going to run slow. They're going to let you, get something that works, especially in the Pro line. I do think that the price can probably drop down a little bit. I know it has since they first announced it, because this is the newer version. The one that was like only out like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, or I think it was like 2 months ago, before these were announced, the late 2016 version. They were just really bad. They were old Skylake processors, still the DDR3, but they were the old Radeon graphics. It was just a piece of shit. They updated it. Now they're a lot more efficient. The battery lasts a lot longer, and they just like snap and they just work. And if you're someone who is into content creation, and only into content creation, whether it's your coding, you're doing some light coding, you need to build like an app or an app on a website, you're doing photo editing, video editing, sound design, get a Mac. I highly suggest you get a Mac and just play around with it. I guarantee you're going to like it a lot more than Windows. You might not make the switch, but you will appreciate the experience. And, anything else, if you're doing anything else, gaming, hardcore developing, 3D model design, like heavy process stuff, you have to just go with Windows, because there's no other option. Macs just don't have the power to do so. But like I said, content creation, it's just so much easier on a Mac. And I think it gets a bad rep these days, because they are more expensive than they should be, and I understand that. But there's a reason why they are. They're built like fucking tanks. They look gorgeous, and they just run really good. And it's hard to dissuade someone of that. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. I will be doing a full breakdown of that, like I said, on my own personal website. I still need to do a few things before I kind of get a really good understanding of the Mac ecosystem. Like how well can I code? Like how well does the coding stuff work? Because I'd never coded on Mac before. How well does 3D graphics how well do they work on here? How well does After Effects and vector graphics work on there, and stuff like that? But once I get that stuff done, I'll be writing up a little thing. And yeah, I like it so far. I do think they look really nice too. So if you like nice looking things, and I might actually get an iPhone as well, believe it or not.
No,
I might.
I'm gonna inject. No,
I might leave the Android system.
Have you seen?
You got an Apple?
The price.
What?
Yeah, I have an iPhone, and to be honest with you, I will not buy another one.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it works and it's easy, but I mean, if you like customizing your stuff, then no.
Yeah, they're very user friendly and very tech dumb people. They're great because it is just you know, and it is what you get with Apple, and like you were saying with the laptop, it's very user friendly. It's very get in, do what you need to do, but for like customization, for things you want to have control over, if they don't let you have control, you have no control.
Yeah, and I know that the new iOS system that's coming out, like the what is it called? The new iOS 11, I guess it's called, for Apple, allows you to get into the files finally, like its own native file app and stuff like that. Like they're opening it up now, where they're saying
where Android was 10 years ago.
Well, I have an Android. I used to have an iPhone, and I switched to Android because it started to fall off because you couldn't do that stuff. But now that I have Android, I want to go back to iPhone because the iPhone was just so much better. It was just a better, snappier phone. You know, I don't need to, you know, customize all the different things on my phone. I just want to open up Instagram and take a picture, or I just want to get into Twitter and make a tweet. And with Apple, they do it in a really cohesive and snappy way that I think accounts for a lot. And I'm noticing that more as I get heavier into content creation and I need to just constantly just hop in and do something. Apple seems to be the way to go. I have my old Apple iPhone right here, actually. The old 5S. I think this is the best phone ever made compared to the 7, Galaxy 7. Look how fucking small that screen is.
Yeah,
I've been rocking the Note 5 for actually my upgrade's coming in October, I think. I'm still waiting to see what's going on with the Note series of phones after the failure that was the Note 7. Because apparently
I have an upgrade. I have an upgrade, so I was thinking I could get an S8, a Samsung Galaxy S8. Or
I mean, if you're the kind,
and get an iPhone.
If you're the kind of person that, you know, needs to get in, get out, just does not care about customization, just wants full utility. You don't care about that, you know, that customization. Don't care about having that full control. Then yeah, iPhone's perfect for you. I'm not going to say it's not, because it is. It's perfect for that type of user. Yeah. Personally, me, I'm not that kind of user. I'm the kind of user that just wants to have full control. I want to have my selection of apps. Do you
have custom fonts for your text messaging? I want to know.
I've been thinking about implementing the Final Fantasy VI font.
I knew you'd be one of those people.
I love the Final Fantasy VI font. It's such a good font style.
I remember. I remember.
Could use Helvetica.
Yeah. I remember one of my friends had like a Disney Channel fucking the Disney font as his text message. I was like, what are you doing?
You might as well just use Comic Sans.
Oh, it was the worst. It's just like.
But I mean, I've heard rumors for the new iPhone and for the new Note 8 that they're going to be over $1,000.
Yeah,
they're going to be expensive.
They keep getting more expensive. They keep getting more expensive.
My iPhone 6 Plus, or was it Plus? It's just the 6, but it's bigger.
That's the Plus, yeah.
Yeah, the Plus. It was like $700.
That's like the default now is like $700.
Yeah,
a lot.
So,
I think the S8 is just like $750 now.
Yeah, so it jumping up to $1,000 doesn't surprise me whatsoever, especially considering that I bought this phone like a year after it came out. Like when the 6S's were about to come out, that's when I bought this phone. Yeah. And the phone I used before this was an iPhone 4, if that gives you any idea of how long I keep my phones.
I'm the same way.
I remember when I upgraded to the Note 5 from the iPhone 5S, and I was actually surprised that they bought my iPhone 5S back.
Oh yeah, they'll buy.
They gave me like $200 for it. I was like, really?
Oh really? They gave you $200 for it?
Yeah, I actually got the Note 5 for free at that point because of the tier contract and the fucking like trading in the iPhone 5S. I thought I was gonna get like maybe like 100. And then on top of that, I also got like extra trade-in value, so I was able to get a case for free because it was like the last day of their big like switch carrier thing.
I am interested in the new Note 7. I think the Note
8
or the Note 8.
The Note 7 was a bomb.
Yeah,
literally.
Well, I would have gotten it
even
if they fixed the battery shit. I would have still picked it up if they would have kept selling because it was a fucking dope phone.
They're having like the big issue with Samsung right now in terms of phones is the fingerprint thing is like on the back of the phone. Like it's not on this, but like on the new ones, it's like in a weird spot.
Mm-hmm.
but they're adding 2 cameras now to the back of the phone. I don't really understand why 2 cameras. I guess.
Call me an old fogey. I just use the number password lock. Still.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about fingerprint recognition technology.
Like, dude, so many times if I'm not holding my finger right, it just locks me out.
Really?
Yeah, that's every phone. Like, that's every device with a fingerprint thing. I get lazy and
that's kind of why I like. That's kind of why I like this one, the S7, because the fingerprint's right on the front. And the screen is fucking huge. Like, this is a big screen. I don't need a bigger screen. Like, how big can you go? Like
when Kate just got Switch phones.
Kate just got a iPhone 7 Plus because she had to upgrade, and she literally just got it. And the screen is gigantic. You can't fit that in your pocket comfortably.
Is it bigger than the 6 Plus?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have huge hands anyway, so I can actually use this one-handed.
Yeah. It must be nice.
Yeah, that big nice. I guess.
I want to see your hand. I want to see your hand against this little guy.
Dude, like, I'm trying to see if there's something that I can compare. Do you have a Therian DNA 75?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm gonna just hold it up like that.
Yeah, your hands are fucking humongous.
Yeah, like it just engulfs it. But yeah, like I have big hands, so I really like the bigger phones anyway. But I can use them one-handed. I understand it'd be an issue if somebody had to like constantly use 2 hands for their phone. But people realize that they can watch porn on their phone, so they need bigger screens now. You know what I mean?
We get used to things though. Like I remember getting the Note 5 going, like, dude, this screen's so big, I love it. And then like now it's like almost 2 years, and I'm just like, yeah, screen's small. I need a bigger screen.
Pretty soon iPads are gonna be in your pocket.
Pretty soon you're going to be using the Nintendo Switch as like the 80s style phones where they're just huge.
That's the thing is like
on my Nintendo Switch phone.
That is the truth though. Like phones started huge, and like as technology advanced, they just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and everybody was like, who can get the smallest phone? And then they're like, oh wait, we can watch porn on this, and now the phone's just like fucking getting huge.
Do you know people who still have flip phones? Because I do.
Yeah, I know a couple. My dad had a flip phone up until last year when I got this phone and gave him my old iPhone. I was like, you need to fucking get a smartphone.
My buddy didn't get a smartphone until senior year of college.
Hey,
he had a flip phone for like all the way until 2013.
Some people just don't need tech. They just they're happy with their simple lives. Fucking
until
it was when he found out he could get porn on it that he upgraded.
Yeah, porn is the evolution of technology.
Follow the porn.
Yeah, that's where you know. That's how you find the money, and that's how you find the tech.
Wait until we get that AR porn.
I'm into it. All right, let's wrap this show up. It's been 2 hours. We had to make it a little longer because we missed you guys last week.
Yeah. I do want to.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I do want to throw one more thing out there. Doobie might be excited for this. I know I'm kind of excited for it, I guess.
What is it?
Tomorrow / today, when you people see this, when everybody sees this, Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age comes out for PS4.
Final Fantasy 12 is the worst Final Fantasy ever made.
Yeah, it's really.
I love Final Fantasy. 12 can suck it. I hate that game.
Have you looked into the Zodiac Age remaster though? Like
I have. It doesn't change the fact that the story is still shit.
All right.
That the characters suck.
All right. The main character does suck though. Yeah.
Bosch and Balthier are the only good characters, and Fran is like, she's okay, but only because she got butt, and that's it.
It's worse
because she got butt.
Yeah, man, she got that booty.
Is it worse?
Other than that, all the other characters are fucking trash.
They're the worst. They're worse than the emo squad.
The
emo squad is pretty bad. After playing it,
I like my Backstreet Boys.
Doobie, have you played Final Fantasy 13?
I have, and I prefer it over 12.
Oh my god, you can fucking go run in a hallway for ages then.
Yeah.
Fucking hallway simulator over there.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. 12 is the worst. 13's right there.
Ooh.
They're both bad, but 12 is worse.
13 is terrible.
I still think Final Fantasy 10 has been my favorite one.
10's great. 10's in my top 5.
If you can get past Titus, then 10 isn't too bad.
Dude, the voice actor who does that did a whole like Twitter meme where he just kept doing it. It was great.
That was a really good.
It's such a good scene.
Oh my god, we should start the show with that fucking laugh every time.
No,
I'm gonna cut that out just for the YouTube.
Appreciate that.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you guys next week. You'll probably see us throughout the week. I might be streaming some Zelda. Might be streaming some Splatoons. Might be streaming some. Wait, Splatoon's next week, right?
Friday.
Oh,
3
Friday?
p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific. So I guess 6 to 10 Eastern.
Yeah, 6 to 10. Yep, 6 to 10. So
also
yes.
Sony and PS4, PS Vita, all that. They're apparently having a big sale until July the 19th. So check out the PlayStation Store.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Splatfest, I got to ask you, the Splatfest and the whole thing of Splatfest is you choose a side. This theme is cake or ice cream. And I'm sorry, but if you're not team ice cream, you're dead to me.
Cake or ice cream?
Yeah, ice cream. It's an easy choice.
I already don't like this game.
That's right. Japan got rock or pop. So.
Oh my god.
I would have gone rock.
This game sounds fucking dumb.
It's great. Love it. I love it.
Fuck cake, pie is the best.
Well, I mean, pie. I think pie versus ice cream would have been a harder choice for me.
Ice cream on top of pie.
Oh, that's
the fucking deal. Warm.
Vanilla ice cream on top of some apple pie.
Nah, man. Don't get me wrong. I prefer vanilla over chocolate, but when it comes to pie, cherry pie, chocolate ice cream.
My game.
My game. Ha ha ha.
I don't know what kind of lemon. I don't know what kind of ice cream you would put on lemon meringue pie though. That's
vanilla. Vanilla wins on everything.
Yeah, no, vanilla would complement the lemon. Better than chocolate would.
Anything else that we need to announce before we leave?
Maybe strawberry ice cream on top of lemon meringue pie.
No.
That's a valid announcement.
All right. Peace, everyone.
Peace.
I gotta go eat the rest of this salmon and sticky rice. Yum, yum.
Nice.
All right. Bye.